The Tears of the Kingdom price tag is not too much. In fact, it's just the right amount. Yeah, I said it. $70 is justified for this game. Don't believe me? Well, watch till the end, because if you do, you'll be grateful that Nintendo only charges $70. Let's get right into it. If you thought the Breath of the Wild map is big, then get ready for something crazy because the Tears of the Kingdom map is going to be at least 2 times bigger and it might be even bigger than that. Why? Well, if we estimate that the underground or undergrounds more than later is at least half as big as the Breath of the Wild map, and the Sky Islands too, and combine them all together with the original map, we'd get a map that's twice as big. And like I said, it might be even more than twice as big. And we won't even know until we buy the game. Also, going back on what I mean about multiple undergrounds, I'm thinking that the 4 other races of Hyrule might have their own type of undergrounds that you have to explore. The Gorons, Gerudos, Zoras, and the Ritos might have their own undergrounds, because we can already see 2 undergrounds that are vastly different. One that looks dark and gloomy with monsters mining ore, seen in the second trailer, while the other is filled with lava, seen in the third. I'm guessing the lava underground is the Gorons, since, the Gorons live in a volcano and lava is everywhere, but the underground that's dark and all, I'm not too sure of. But what I am sure of, however, is that we can already see the entrance to the Gerudo Underground in the official trailer number 3 from all the holes appearing in the east barrens of the Gerudo area. Also, an argument can be made about the Ritos Underground. In the most recent trailer, we see a monster rising up from a whirlpool/hole or whatever, trying to eat Link and Tiba's son. Many people think that it's an entrance to the underground. It's a great theory, I'm not gonna lie, but for me, it's a bit loose compared to the other ones that I've mentioned, so we'll leave it at that for now. If you want to think that it's an entrance, then go on. But why do I think that maybe the 4 races have their own underground? Well, it's the easiest explanation as to why Link is fighting alongside the 4 races and the 4 champions. Riju will help us explore the Gerudo Underground, Sidon will help us explore the Zora Underground, Tiba's son for the Rito Underground, and so on. And after we finish exploring all 4 undergrounds, the 4 new champions will fight alongside you to fight Ganondorf. And don't even get me started on the Sky Islands. There are tons upon tons of content over there as well. At first we thought maybe it's just islands and nothing else over there. You just kill some monsters over there, but no. There's tons of things there. There's rivers, caves, and temples and other buildings on it. And don't forget about the boss fights on the Sky Islands as well. For now we can see at least 2 or 3. Sure, the Sky Islands might not be as big as the undergrounds, but it is big, and it's going to play an important role in the game. And don't forget about the original map as well. The W map is reused in the game, but the old landmarks like Kakariko Village and Hateno Village are now very, very different. Just look at this. It's been confirmed that a few years have passed since W, so there's going to be a lot of change happening all around Hyrule since people are now trying to actively reclaim Hyrule. With this, we can re-explore Hyrule again, but with additional lore and landmarks that might not have existed in W. Basically, the map is just going to be so much bigger and so much newer. It's just right that the price will also be so much bigger. We know that there's 4 new abilities that we can play around with: Recall, Fuse, Ultra Hand, and Ascend. Recall makes us able to rewind things. For example, if a ball rolled down a hill, you can rewind it to go back up. Or if an Octorok drew a boulder onto you, you can just rewind time so that the boulder would hit it instead of you. And it's the main way for us to get to the Sky Islands by rewinding things that fall from the skies. There's probably also a lot more stuff that we can do with this ability, but I really can't find any possibility except for the few stuff that I mentioned before. Continuing on, Fuse and Ultra Hand are probably the 2 most interesting new abilities in the game. Fuse does exactly what you think it does. You can fuse 2 things together with this. You want to combine a stick and a boulder? It's possible. You want to combine a shield with a rock? It's possible. You want to combine an arrow with an amber for some reason? I mean, yeah, it's possible, but why? And you want to combine a sword with a shield? Yeah, it's possible. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that there are an unlimited number of possibilities. There are already so much examples of the Fuse ability being used throughout all the trailers, but I'm not going to explain all of them because if I do, I'd be spending most of my time talking about this, and I really don't want that. The only limit is your imagination, so really, there's no limit at all. And Ultra Hand has even more possibilities. Ultra Hand basically makes you have infinite power to glue stuff together. It's why we can make all the vehicles we see in the trailer. This is the one thing that can make the game even more open. Like, I swear, the speedruns of this game is going to be insane. There's probably going to be more than 1,000 ways to speedrun this game just because of Fuse and Ultra Hand. Personally, I really want to make that hot air balloon from the trailer. It just looks so cool. Anyways, Fuse and Ultra Hand is probably the hardest to make in terms of coding because of how much possibilities you can do. One slight error in making Fuse and Ultra Hand, and the whole world might be glitched like hell. Bot W is no simple game to make, and the code, but it's by far simpler to make than TOTK. And by no means does Bot W have no glitches at all. Ascend is personally my least favorite of all four of Link's new ability, because it basically just makes you phase through roofs, and that's basically all. Like I said, the most underwhelming. But that doesn't mean that it didn't take any effort at all to make. There's also so much new mechanics in the game that probably aren't shown in the trailers at all, and all of these just prove that for a better game, there should also be a better price tag as well. Many of you people watching this right now were complaining over the lack of enemy types in Bot W, saying things like, it needs more variety, or this is way too plain, too bland. Good for you, cause Nintendo actually listened. They made at least 4 new monsters for you to have to battle. This, and this. Happy now? If this is still not enough, then remember that I have not even mentioned anything about the variants. The old enemies seen in Bot W now have variants. Bokoblins have very interesting horns. Stone Taluses now can carry camps, reindeer Lionels, very Tusk-E Moblins, and much more. It looks like there's more than 3 variants of each of the old enemies from Bot W. The Zoanide robots seem to also have ranks as well. This one seems friendly, and not hostile at all. This one attacks you, and this one seems like a general of sorts with that big crown of his. The quote-unquote common enemies of TOTK are looking really great, but a game will be incomplete without its bosses. Good plot, gameplay, and characters make a great game, but memorable boss fights are there to make it perfect, and TOTK does not disappoint. There's going to be at least 6 boss fights that's going to be insanely epic. Let's just go through each really quick. This one seems to be a mini boss fight and not a real boss. This might, I'm not sure. This one seems like the main boss for the Sky Islands, because looking really cool with this cutscene. This Hydra one looks the coolest, honestly. It just looks so cool. I can't wait to battle this thing. And this one seems a lot like an overgrown Tatzel worm from God of War. This might also be a mini boss though. This one looks a lot like that worm from Tremors. Really cool. Going to love battling that one. And last but not least is, of course, Ganondorf. Ganondorf looks very awesome in this game. I'm not gonna lie, it looks so good. I'm just kinda sad that the main boss of the game is in Demise though, because it would really be perfect for this game. But you know, it's fine. And if there are multiple undergrounds, like I said before, then there's probably also going to be multiple bosses like the ones we're talking about with Teba's son. Like I said before, boss fights are what completes a game. Without it being the best of the best, a game will be incomplete, only a fraction of what it could have been. If the trailers are to be believed, and if the hype were to be correct, then TOTK will be perfect. It will be fun for all who played it, perfect to those who reviewed it. The amount of new content in this game compared to Bot W is immeasurable. Not only is the map revamped and improved upon, but they also added new abilities and mechanics for you to play around with. And they also added a lot more enemy types for all the people that was once complaining about the lack of it. TOTK is going to be the best game of 2023. Nothing's going to stop it at all. And again, for a great game, they're gonna need the funding. If you're still sticking around, then thanks. Not a lot of you are still here. Good job! Really happy if you're still here anyways. Thanks a lot for all the watches of the Mario movie. Really great. Yeah, everything is looking great for this game. I'm not gonna lie. It looks to be the best of the best. It might be the best game I've played for years. It's just going to be very sad if it were to not be true at all. If it were not to be as hyped up as it is. if it were not as good as it's hyped up right now, you know? Like, if the game were to not be as good as it sounds or as it looks, my sadness is going to be immeasurable and my day is going to be ruined for at least months. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep for months. So please, Nintendo, please just, I hope you can deliver what you promised. Because if you didn't, then it's going to be really, really sad. Anyways, for the Mario movie video, my friend Willow, I don't think he can give it to me this week. I'm not sure if I should publish it. If you guys don't want it, I guess I can post it during the same week as this, maybe. I'm recording this on a Tuesday right now, and by Thursday, maybe he might be done. And if he is, then I'm going to be posting 2 videos at the same time. This one, and the Mario movie that he made. Hopefully, it'll be really, really good, and I could get double the views. And, yeah. Other than that, nothing else. See you guys next week. Goodbye. And thanks if you're still watching. I don't know how that is. See ya.